In our interview, I spoke to the chairman of the Technical Committee on the Nigerian Yam Export Program, Professor Simon Itwange. Professor Simon Itwange, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Well, let's take a look at the minister's announcements recently. The Minister of Agriculture announced that the yam imported to the US and, of course, the UK was of low quality and it had gone rotten. What happened to the yam export program launched in June 2017, June 29?
We prefer not to talk about the announcement. I will rather tell you what happened to the export program. We did 48 tons to the United States of America and 24 tons to the United Kingdom. The 48 tons that were destined for the US, I can tell you as a matter of fact, have been cleared by the clearing agent in the United States. The yam were taken to the warehouse and the off-taker has commenced distribution of the yams to various parts of the United States of America. There's nothing wrong with the yams, and I can assure you he has written that he needs 3 containers of yams, 1 to LA, 1 to Houston, and 1 to New York and New Jersey. The yams that were taken to the United Kingdom, there were challenges. The first problem was that the yams could not leave Nigeria immediately after the launch of the Nigerian yam export. It took almost 10 days to get the yams to the port. And when they eventually birthed the yams and they were able to put it on the ship, it took again another 3 months. Now this is unprecedented in shipping. We expect that if the yams left Lagos, it should be in UK in the next 3 weeks. I'm still studying the tracking because I asked him to send it to me so that I will look at what happened that it took that long for the yams to get to the United Kingdom.
So the one to the US, what's the condition?
We experienced about 20% of losses in terms of rottenness, but I can assure you it is a normal thing.
Let's look at our next door neighbors, Ghana. You know, I mean, we know a lot about how much, I mean, on record, it's said that they produce about 20%, you know, of the yam exported. And we know they've got huge, you know, they've got huge achievements already and are even looking ahead for something even more. Let's take, for instance, the export volume, which stands at 35,000 metric tons, and they're looking at a projected volume of 400,000 metric tons to deliver, $5 billion, you know, at the end of 2018. How are they doing this successfully?
We are looking to doing even better. But again, this was just a trial run. But let me tell you that Ghana is not different. I was in Houston, and there was this Nigerian that imported yams from Ghana. He kept the yams in his warehouse, and we were there when they brought the yams from the warehouse to the store, the grocery store, and they opened the cartons, and they were bringing out the yams. The good one, they put on the shelf. The bad one, they trash it. So we also were there, and we found out that most of the yams were bad and were trashed right in our presence.
Most?
Yes.
You say most?
Yes. But you see, the difference is that we did not read in the Ghanaian media that the yams Ghana sent to United States of America is of poor quality and is rotten. That's the difference here. So if Ghana did not do that, why are we making so much noise about yams that were rotten? Just 20% in a trial run.
We'll take a look at some suggestions by some of the off-takers, if this yam export program will be of any success. They have suggested that the nation should find the variety of yam that can withstand the rigors of travel. Another said reduce the export travel time for these items, among other things. Do you agree?
Definitely. You need to. It's a perishable yam, it's a perishable product. And that's why I had a discussion with British Airways officers at the airport. And what we are trying to do is to see how we can airlift these yams instead of going by sea. And we had very useful discussions. And they've given us their prices, and we are hoping that for the new yams, we won't do by shipping by sea. We are going to go by air. So travel time, it's very, very important that we are able to reduce the travel time.
What variety of yams were shipped to the UK?
It was a mixed variety.
Was this indicated on the carton?
Yes, it was indicated. The choices were there.
I don't think so.
For people to tick the variety. But what happened for the US shipment is that we forgot to tick the variety. So the off-taker now advised that going forward, we should remember to tick the variety that is in the carton, and that if it's not a single variety, then we should provide another option that says the variety is mixed. So we have taken note of that, and right now we are producing another carton that is going to reflect all the suggestions that they have made.
What sort of variety would withstand these rigors?
Yes, the off-taker in UK actually told us, because this is not the first shipment he has done.
Yes.
This was about the third shipment.
Not of yams.
Of yams, of course. I can tell you that. So he told us that he found out that the Mbankwase variety can withstand more stress, because in his second shipment, actually, because since that was the first shipment from Nigeria,
Exactly.
the second shipment from Nigeria
Nigerian
to UK,
yams.
yes, the UK authorities were interested. It became a container of interest. We've not been having yams from Nigeria. Where is this one coming from? So they kept the container for 3 weeks, searching every tuber to make sure that there's nothing untoward in the packaging. And by the time they released the yams to him after 3 weeks, he found out that 50% of the yams were bad, but that the Mbankwase variety, there was no tuber that was bad.
The yam export contravenes the 1989 Export Prohibition Act, right? What are you doing about it?
Well, we have reached out to the National Assembly, and they have promised us that they are going to repeal the act. In fact, I've been told that a bill has already been put together to repeal that act, because we cannot continue in this era wherein we need to diversify the economy, have an act in place that says that you cannot export agricultural produce. But the interesting thing is, when you look at the number of items on that act, cocoa is not there. And then you ask yourself, why is yam on that list and cocoa is not on that list? Why do you stop certain people who are producing yams? You know very well a tuber of yam in the US goes for $18. And that goes in Naira, is about 7,000 Naira. And then in China, a tuber of yam is going for 10,000 Naira. And then you want people to continue to sell yam here in Nigeria at 300 Naira, because it's that same 300 Naira tuber that they are buying $18 in US. It's that same 300 Naira tuber they are buying 10,000 Naira in China. So we are just, if we are going to, deal with poverty situation among the Nigerian farmers, I feel very strongly that that law should not be there.
Oh well, Professor Simon Itwange, thank you for joining us on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your meals as always. I'll take a couple of them. I have this one coming from Oluwafikayo Oyewale. It says, the DG of the National Biotechnology Development Agency is mixing up manipulation with modification. And another one coming from our Twitter handle, Alhaji Mike says, watching Professor Ogbadu discuss biotechnology, I am disappointed. Crawl, walk, run before you fly. Well, keep sending in your views and comments using the email address and Twitter handle on your screen. Also, be sure to share anything happening within your locality. Now, don't you forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Omezuge. See you again.